Hello, hi. Welcome to another edition of Quizzing with the Comedians. This is a themed edition. And for those of you who've been following Quizzing with the Comedians, you know how this works. There's one signature 32 participant general quiz tournament. In between these two amazing signature tournaments that we have, we also have these theme tournaments. For example, we first had a movies edition where every question was about movies. And then people wanted sports edition. By people, I just mean Anirban Das Gupta. He wanted sports edition. And so we had a cricket and football tournament. Followed by, of course, this insane India quiz that we had last time. And then I went to the Quizzing with the Comedians audience and I kept asking, like, what is the theme that you guys want? A lot of people recommended or they suggested bringing movies edition back. Some people said we should have a books only tournament with literature questions. Some people wanted a music tournament about questions about bands and like Bollywood music, etc., etc. So I thought, why not combine all this and have a MELA edition? MELA is something, if you must be aware of MELA quiz, if you've ever quizzed in any Indian college. But if you've not, MELA stands for Music, Entertainment, Literature, Arts. Every question in this tournament will be either from the world of music, entertainment, literature, or arts. Let's start the first quarterfinal of MELA edition. Let me call all the four contestants one by one. The first contestant is someone who has been here before. He's an ex-semi-finalist, in fact. Welcoming the very amazing Girish Narayandas. Hi, Giri. Welcome back. Welcome.
Super excited.
Same here. Okay, our second contestant is also a quizzing veteran. In fact, all four of the first quarter finalists have been here before, so they all know how this works. He's also an ex-semi-finalist, I think, in movies edition, and he's back here. Kenny Sebastian, Kenneth.
Hello. I'm so glad that movies exist, so I could reach the semi-final. Thank you for having me. Pleasure.
Same here, Kenneth. Our third contestant is one of the crowd favorite, ex-finalist of Movies Edition. A lot of people are betting on her in this edition. Give it up for Smrutika Panigrahi, or Sophie.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Sophie. Hi. Our last contestant is in-house rival of Smrutika Panigrahi. This is a Panigrahi derby. This is like the second biggest derby after El Clasico. Give it up for Sulagna Panigrahi. Yes.
I've been doing this to Sophie all day. I will crush you.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes.
Oh man. Okay. Cool. Everybody in the chat, welcome again. Hi, Vineet, Abhishek, Shrimoy. Welcoming all of you. And all four of you obviously know how this works, so I'm not going to repeat the rules. Let's begin. First question. Remember, there is a MELA quiz, so think within the realms of music, entertainment, literature, and arts. Okay. The order is Girish, Kenneth, Smrutika, Sulagna. In the second half, the order will be Sulagna, Smrutika, Kenneth, Girish. Okay. Question number one is to Giri. We're talking about certain character. Okay. So according to the author, she was born in New Jersey in 1858. She had a career in opera contralto, performing at La Scala in Milan, Italy, and a term as prima donna in the Imperial Opera of Warsaw, Poland, indicating that she was a talented singer. It was there that she became the lover of Wilhelm Gostres Sigismund von Ormstein, who was basically the Grand Duke of Kassel-Felstein and King of Bohemia, then only the Crown Prince, who was staying in Warsaw for a period. The king describes her as a well-known adventuress in derivative works. So when I say derivative works, I mean derivative works of the certain series from where we know this person.
Right.
In derivative works, she's frequently used as a romantic interest for the protagonist. Okay, so who the protagonist is something that we have not revealed, but she's mostly shown as a romantic interest of a certain protagonist, a departure from the actual story where he is the protagonist. He only admired her for her wit and cunning. Okay, so there's a character, there's a protagonist. The protagonist initially in the actual story admired her for her wit and cunning, but in most derivative works, she's often shown as the romantic interest of the protagonist. And then there are, of course, other hints of what she was up through all her life. Who are we talking about? Who is she?
Wow.
Take your time. Go through the hints. Fun.
Just an hour before I googled 100 most popular books and their authors. Maybe that's not helping. Man.
Okay, Giri, do you
No,
have a
man,
guess?
I got nothing on this. I'll pass.
Okay, Giri passes. We go to Kenneth.
I have no idea, so I'm just gonna guess. If it's just fictional, I'm just gonna guess the stories from Sherlock Holmes, and there's usually a female protagonist. I forgot her name. That's my guess. It's a bad guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Am I
Going to
close?
Sophie. Going to Smrutika now. Sophie.
Oh man, I can't believe the first question is a literature question. I don't know. I'm going to take a guess. Is it Heidi?
No. Going to Sulagna.
It come to me. I was hoping somebody would answer. Is this where the term femme fatale comes from?
Not really.
Okay, then pass.
Okay, we'll take one more round, make it a 5-point question, but I'm going to give part points to Kenneth. We are talking about Sherlock Holmes. We are the protagonist referred to here is Sherlock Holmes. And of course, it's Arthur Conan Doyle and Sherlock Holmes, etc. So think Sherlock and think which Sherlock character are we talking about. We'll start with Giri whenever Giri is ready.
I watched this. I haven't read the book so much, but I watched the series. I'm just trying to remember everything from the series. If she was used, no man.
Okay, Girish passes. We again go to Kenny.
I know. You know how I remember her. I've read the books, but I remember from the second Guy Ritchie. She was an antagonist and the love interest. I have no idea what her name is. So I'm gonna guess her name is Elena or Elena or something.
No, going to Sophie.
Is it The Bride?
No, can't give you for The Bride. Sulagna.
Okay.
Oh, is it Mary?
Okay, no. So yeah, no one gets a point. I just to clarify,
What a
can't give
smart
points
lot.
for The Bride. Also,
But was I right?
she does appear in the Abominable Bride thing. Yeah. But I will give some point to Kenneth because Kenneth went to Sherlock in the first round without any hint. So I am going to give 3 to Kenny for that. Okay,
oh,
3
nice.
points to Kenny for that. And the answer is Irene Adler. Okay.
Oh.
The answer is Irene Adler. So also referred to as the woman sometimes. But if you've seen the show, she does make an appearance. Irene Adler.
Should have revised this.
3 points to Kenny, which means next direct will be to Sophie. Okay, this is a visual question, so we will have visuals in the next slide. On the next slide are statues portraying a woman, usually carved in the round from soft stones, bone or ivory or clay. In total, over 200 such figurines are known. Almost all of them are between 3 cm and 40 cm in height. These figurines are recognized as some of the earliest works of prehistoric art. Most have small heads, wide hips, and legs that taper to a point. Arms and feet are often absent, and the head is usually small and faceless. Okay, now the big clue. What common name is given to these figurines as they are interpreted as representations of a primordial female goddess? Okay, so I think the biggest hint is in the last line that the common name given to all these figurines comes from a primordial female goddess. Whenever you guys want, I can show you the image. Okay, so these are the images. And we can go back to text. And whenever you guys want, I can toggle between images and text. Okay.
KV, can you explain what primordial means?
Just
Thank
like
you for asking.
Like one of the OG goddesses, so to speak.
Oh.
Like not one of those derived or like minor characters. This is like proper famous goddess name that we all know. In like
Kumar, are you saying there are hierarchy in gods? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like Quizmaster is god is little below on the hierarchy.
OG god is so funny.
OG god.
OG
Should be given
OMG.
points for that.
OG OMG.
And how is this related to either of the four? Music, entertainment, it's okay.
Arts. This is art.
Art,
Arts.
yes, art.
Yeah.
So forgot only. I don't know, man. I don't know. Russian dolls is my guess.
No, not Russian dolls. Sulagna?
One second.
Sorry, Didi?
I'm just reading the last line. 1 second.
Okay.
Can I say Mary again?
You can.
Because Mother Mary. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, not Mary. Going to Giri.
So when you say like OG goddesses, like what mythology, like that's not.
Yeah, that I haven't revealed.
Achha.
I haven't revealed. I might in the second round if needed.
I don't know. Just a wild guess. Is it Venus?
Perfect 10 points to Giri.
Wow.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's why when I framed the
Wow.
question, I was like, even if you don't know anything about, you will guess one of the
Damn it.
main goddesses that you've heard of, and Venus is
And
one of those names that we have.
My guess was actually based off this painting, actually.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah,
This
because
one.
It just seems
Nice.
very some similarity.
Yeah. Also goddess of love, beauty, desire, fertility. So yeah, Roman goddess, Venus. 10 points to Giri. First 10 points on the board. Great crack. We now go to Kenneth because Giri got 10 points on this. Kenny, fairly straightforward question. I've given you a top 10. You need to give me two things. You need to tell me the top, like rank one on this list, the one that I have removed, and just tell me what are we talking about? What is this a top 10 of? So let's go through the list. Okay. On number one, there is blank, and the city is also blank. On number two, National Museum of China, Beijing. Number three, Vatican Museums from Vatican City. Rank 4, Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York City. 5, British Museum, London. 6, Tate Modern, London. 7th, National Gallery, London. 8th, Natural History Museum in London. 9th, American Museum of Natural History in New York City. 10th is State Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg. All you need to tell me is what have I blanked? So dash, and then the city. And then what is this top 10 of?
It's stolen things from colonialism.
Nice. 1 point there for historical satire to Kenny.
It's our stuff, man. Most of it is our stuff. Okay. Okay. The list. Okay. Obvious answer is I thought it was modern art, but it's also like sort of history museum. Oh, is it the Louvre in Paris?
And what do you think is the list about? Like this is a top 10, right? So what do you think is this a top 10?
Most valuable pieces of art?
No.
Replaceable?
Okay.
No? Oh, okay.
Okay. So Kenny gets part points again. This is Louvre in Paris. Okay. And all I need now from the rest of you is if Louvre we know is on rank 1, what is this a top 10 of? Going to Sophie now.
That's the only thing I knew. Oh man. What is X KV venue? Like, do I just have what is the X that I'm identifying?
So
This
X
what
is
the
Louvre.
list is about.
Yeah.
Okay.
All you need to tell me is what is the list about? What is the list where Louvre is on top and National Museum of China is on second and so on?
Is it museums from where most things are stolen? Like,
no. Sulagna?
Is it area-wise like biggest museum?
Biggest museums? No. Giri?
Oh, shit.
Is it like the most number of artists featured or?
No. Okay. So we'll take one more round again. We'll go to Kenneth. And just to clarify, Kenny does get a lot of points for Louvre and Paris. Now, all we need to figure out is what is this top 10 of. The hint for all of you is that whatever is the top 10 about, it came down a lot in the year 2020 and 2021 also. Okay.
Right. So
Yeah,
it's visitors. I'm out of visitors.
Yes, that is correct. These are the most
Yeah, man,
visited
what's an
museums in the
obvious
world.
answer?
Yeah,
Shit.
very obvious. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Louvre, Paris, and this
This
is
is
the
the
top
thing.
10
Your
of.
questions are like so like things I like can't be doing something fancy. You know what I
No,
thought it
no.
was? Most mentioned in novels. I thought
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Okay, okay, okay. No, no, it was
Then
fairly
your questions
straightforward.
are like that.
Just the
Oh.
most visited museums in the world. So Kenny got both like
Yeah.
5. So I'm going to give okay 8 to Kenny. Kenny gets 8 points on this. Okay, because he got
Thank
no
you.
one else got anything else apart from Kenneth. So 8 to Kenny for Louvre, Paris, and most visited museums in the world. Which means we again come back to Smrutika. Smrutika, this is your direct. What you see on screen is a black beetle. Okay, it's named after X. Okay, so you need to figure out who X is. Simply because its shiny black head and slit-like eyes represent the movie character. So now we also know X is a movie character. It is found in North Carolina at 3 millimeter. It is small but mighty. Okay. Unlike most insects, it does not routinely lose its limbs. Okay. So look at the visuals, look at all the hints, and tell me what movie character inspires the name of this black beetle.
Wow.
Oh.
Is it only a movie character?
As in?
As in, is it also a character in literature?
No, only a movie character in that
Okay.
sense.
And I also have another visual in my head. Really feels like Krish, but I know it's not Krish. Okay, I'm just gonna say Batman. Or Bruce
Not
Wayne.
Batman. Going to Sulagna.
Darth Vader.
Beautiful crack. 10 points
Oh,
there. to
wow.
Sulagna. It
What
is
is
Darth
Star
Vader.
Wars?
Answer, dude.
What?
It is,
What a good answer.
I just want to
Tiny-
tell everybody I watched Star Wars only for quiz and it finally paid off.
shiny black head, slit like eyes, mighty, and losing limb is also a hint for Darth
Yeah.
Vader.
Oh,
The answer is Darth
nice.
Vader. Losing limb.
Oh.
Darth Vader. Great crack. Sulagna gets 10
I'm
points.
so happy I saw Star Wars. My life has changed.
Great answer.
Yeah,
I was thinking
Sulagna
Batman, dude.
I-
Just like
I-
can't be.
I knew it the moment I saw the question, okay? And I was
Yeah?
like, Sophie,
Oh.
Sophie, give it to me, Sophie.
Damn.
10 points to Sulagna. What a great start to the quiz from Irene Adler to Venus to Louvre to Darth Vader. Okay, last correct answer was Darth Vader by Sulagna. So next direct will be to Giri. Faisal Khan is a Bollywood actor. He is the son of producer Tahir Hussain and brother of Amir Khan. Okay. In his very short career, he made his film debut as an adult in 1988, playing a minor role as a villain in his brother Amir's film Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak. He played another part as a college student, uncredited part, in his brother's 1992 film Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar. What is the third movie where he acted alongside his brother? So third movie where Faisal Khan acted alongside Amir Khan.
I mean, is it MELA?
It is MELA. What's the MELA quiz edition without a question about MELA?
What
It
a
is MELA.
crazy,
It
crazy
is
question for Mela. I have to click a picture of this, okay?
Yes.
This is the
I
best.
mean,
Leave
Well,
no free
good on
questions for me.
it's like the first reaction to anyone who have told कि MELA edition हो रहा है कि MELA दिलों there has to be a question.
I was waiting for Mela question.
I was like,
Too
yeah,
good.
Sorry, Giri.
नहीं I was like ये तो मतलब इतना obvious है बोलूं कि नहीं बोलूं okay fine like
No. It is the obvious one. MELA, it is 10 points again to Giri, and I go to Kenny. Kenny, you see 4 symbols on your screen. The first symbol probably represents a near-death experience to unify all. The second one probably a self-confident person, while some theories suggest that the third one represents the relation between man, woman, and child. Fourth one is the feather of Maat, who was an Egyptian goddess of justice and fairness. How do we know them better? Like, where else have you seen these 4 symbols together? Like, what is the symbol? What are we talking about?
You've seen them together.
Yeah, we've always seen all 4 of them together in a different context than whatever is written in the question. Like nothing necessarily to do with
Oh.
Egyptian goddess or man, woman, and child, but this is a symbol. Like these collection of symbols together, we've all seen somewhere else. How do we know these symbols better?
Just one
Dude.
question.
Uh,
It's nothing to do with what they mean. That's what you're saying, right? What the
Essentially,
symbols
even
mean.
if you don't know what that means,
Okay.
you would know the answer because you might have seen it somewhere else.
Okay.
oh man. Oh shit, I have no idea. I'm gonna guess. Is it zodiac signs?
Not zodiac signs. Smrutika?
This is an album cover. Am I on the right track?
Yeah.
Okay, I know
Continue.
this is an album cover. I can't remember which one though. Okay, I think I'll just take a guess and say it's an AC/DC album cover.
Not AC/DC. Sulagna?
Pink Floyd.
Not Pink Floyd. Going to Giri?
So, like, you're looking for the album name, the artist, the book. Like, where does it appear? Is that what you're looking for? Where do these symbols
Yeah,
appear?
where have we seen these four, or where do we see these four symbols together? I didn't react to album cover. I just said somewhat good track by Sophie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything to do with the Deathly Hallows symbols? I don't know.
No, not Deathly Hallows. Okay, we'll take one more round. Similar to the Sherlock thing, Sophie was on good track, so I'll give her some points because it is something to do with the world of music. It has appeared on album cover as well, because a certain band, okay, a certain music band uses this as their symbol. So this is symbol of a certain band. Okay. So in this round, I'm only looking for a band. Do you guys want more hints for the band, or do you want to take a round?
Wait,
I mean, hints would be great.
Hints. We never say no to hints.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is a British band. It is a rock and roll band. Okay. And it is a band from back in the day. So it does not exist now. It is a band from 60s, 70s mostly. So think of iconic, legendary, famous British band from rock music. And obviously four, which means four members. Okay. And this is also part of one of their albums cover. So I'll give part points to Sophie for that. But we'll take one more round just for like band name.
Is it Zeppelin?
Yes, it is Led Zeppelin. These four symbols represent each member of the band Led Zeppelin. Okay, so this is Led Zeppelin's cover.
I was going to say Black Sabbath.
Yeah, British. Same.
Yeah.
Good. 5 points to Kenny there, but 2 points to Sophie also there, which might be very critical later because it's a long quiz. But Kenny gets another point. 5 points to Kenny for Led Zeppelin. And Smrutika also gets 2 points, but also next direct will be to Sophie because Kenny got 5 on this. Okay, from Led Zepp we come to India now. By 1983, Tinkle was already on its way to becoming the most popular children's magazine in India. Their biggest rival then was another children's magazine named Target. Okay. Unlike Tinkle, Target was more of a narrative magazine with a few pages of comics. Their flagship character at that time was Detective Moochwala. Tinkle decided to create a competing character. They based this new character on a boastful but cowardly big game Dash in the then famous television drama I Love Lucy. Just tell me, what character did Tinkle create then? What Tinkle character are we talking about?
You're a defense kid, you'll know this.
So the competing character was also a detective, or
not necessarily.
Okay.
In fact, the Dash is what the character was in terms of occupation.
Man, I have no memory of Tinkle except one character. I'm just going to say Supandi.
Not Supandi. Going to Sulagna.
You have no memory of Tinkle except me reading it next to you. So, is Shikari Shambhu?
Beautiful crack again by Sulagna. It is Shikari Shambhu. Okay,
Nice.
Cowardly became Hunter in the then famous television series
Damn.
production, and it is Shikari Shambhu. Okay, great crack. Sulagna once again gets 10 points, and I go to Giri now. Giri, this is your direct. I'm talking about a song. Okay, it is an Italian protest folk song that originated in the hardships of the Mondina women, the paddy field workers in the late 19th century, who sang it to protest against harsh working conditions in the paddy fields of North Italy. The song was adopted as an anthem of the anti-fascist resistance between 1943 and 1945 during the Italian resistance to the fascist regime of Mussolini and everything. Versions of this song are sung worldwide as an anti-fascist hymn of freedom and resistance. Okay, which famous song are we talking about? Okay, Giri.
No, I have no clue.
Okay, Giri passes. We go to Kenneth.
Is it Bella Ciao?
Beautiful crack. It is Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao,
Ciao,
Bella
Bella
Ciao.
Ciao.
It's
It is
Smrutika
Bella
Sulagna's
Ciao.
favorite song.
Yes. It is Bella Ciao, made popular, of course, through Money Heist over the last few years, but originally an Italian folk song, still used in protest all over the world. This is Bella
You'll
Ciao.
also soon start using it.
Kenny gets 10 points. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first half. Quick look at the score. Giri on the back of Venus and Mela. Look at the range, guys, of Mela edition. From Venus and Mela, Giri is
Don't say the scores.
Giri is on 20 points. Smrutika, you know better. There's entire half left, so
Yeah.
anything can happen.
Will kill.
Kenny with part points on Louvre, Paris, and Irene Adler, and Led Zeppelin, and Bella Ciao is on 26 and is actually leading right now. Kenny's
Thank God for no negative points. Thank God.
Sophie has part points on album cover of Led Zeppelin. I think that was the album cover of Led Zeppelin 4. Sophie has 2 points right now, but full second half left. Sulagna has 2 10-pointers. She got Darth Vader, which is
Nice.
much beyond 10 points for her. It's worth a million points. But 10 points to Sulagna there, and also 10 points for Shikari Shambhu. So 20 there. So Kenny leading with 26. With Giri and Sulagna both on 20, and then Smrutika on 2 points. The order will now reverse. The order will be Sulagna, Sophie, Kenny, and Giri. Okay, for the second half. We now come to the world of literature. This is Sulagna's direct. After dropping out of Stanford University, X worked as a caretaker at the luxury Cascade States on the California side of Lake Tahoe near Mount Talek. While working and living on the property, he also found time to finish his first book, Cup of Gold, which was published in 1929. The historical novel is based loosely on pirate Henry Morgan's assault on Panama City in the 17th century. Which Nobel Prize winning writer are we talking about? Essentially, we are talking about someone from the US, of course, Stanford University, etc. We also sort of know the area in the US where he grew up and was based out of, and he also won a Nobel Prize. Tell me, which writer are we talking about?
I don't know. I'm just gonna guess. Is it Great Gatsby?
No, going to Sophie.
You want the writer, right? Not.
Yes. I want the writer.
Oh.
But it's not Fitzgerald also, just to clarify. It's not Great Gatsby.
Okay. I did study literature.
We all did, Sophie, in school.
No, as in like for the quiz, but I can't. Is it Hemingway?
Not Hemingway. Good track. Both of you are in the US, so good track. Going to Kenny now.
I have absolutely no idea. So I'm gonna say is Mark Twain from America? Is from where is he from? He's from America. I'm gonna say Mark Twain. That's the only name I remember.
Okay, not correct. Yes, Mark Twain is from America.
Oh, thank God. At least that's not a bad thing. I got the period completely wrong, right?
Period, like not completely, but
okay.
Somewhere there. Mark Twain came a little earlier than this. Giri?
Oh, earlier.
Yeah.
I have no clue. No.
Okay, we'll take one more round. So what I'm going to do is give you some of his famous works. Okay, so we'll go with Of Mice and Men, we'll go with Grapes of Wrath, and we'll go with East of Eden. Okay. So essentially, who are we looking at? We are looking at an American writer from that era. So we sort of know which era, and you're all right, like Hemingway, Mark Twain, Fitzgerald, not them. So who else is left? That's one way to look at it. Also, in terms of region, you know, most of his work is based out of California and like that part of the US. And of course, hint is Grapes of Wrath, Of Mice and Men, East of Eden. So just think of some famous American writer from that. This is Sulagna's direct.
Yeah. The writer of Catcher in the Rye, I'm forgetting his name.
Okay, no, not the writer of Catcher in the Rye. Going to Sophie now.
Is it John Steinbeck?
Yes, that is correct. 5 points there.
Oh, yeah.
Studying helped. She doesn't have
It is the one and only John Steinbeck. Won a Pulitzer for Grapes of Wrath. Great crack. First 5 points
Sophie.
there for Sophie. It is John Steinbeck. Okay, the famous American writer. Okay, with Steinbeck, we now go to Kenneth. Kenny, we're talking about certain kinds of magazines or a certain term. Okay, these magazines were inexpensive magazines that were published from 1896 to the late 1950s. The term derives from the cheap paper on which the magazines were printed. In contrast, magazines printed on higher quality paper were called glossies or slicks. The typical magazine of this kind had 128 pages. The magazines were best known for their lurid, exploitative, and sensational subject matter, and gave rise to a term for run-of-the-mill, low-quality literature, which were printed on these. Just because the name of the magazines and the term are the same, give me either of them. Like, what are we talking about here?
Shit, man. I read about it. It's still sold.
Yeah, in some way, yes. It's not that it stopped in late.
Technically,
1950s.
Yeah.
It's still sold.
Oh, what was that term, dude? It's like a cool, like, it's become like a verb now, right? I don't know. Oh, no, it's not that. Is it digest?
Not digest. Going to Giri.
Shit.
Is it pulp?
Yes. Can you just add one more word?
Pulp fiction?
Yes, pulp fiction. We are talking about pulp fiction here. Yeah, pulp is correct. Pulp magazines, which gave pulp fiction. So pulp is the keyword I was looking for. But of course, we are talking about pulp fiction or pulp magazines.
When it hit me, I was like, whoa, this is like, it just hit me. What a great question it is.
Yeah. Giri gets 10 points for pulp magazine / pulp fiction. 10 points there. I'm going to Sulagna now. Sulagna, is your direct. We are talking about a Japanese word. It is the Japanese word for freshwater eel, especially the Japanese eel called Anguilla japonica. It is a common ingredient in Japanese cooking, often as kabayaki. A kind of sweet biscuit by the same name pie made with powdered eggs also exists. It is high in protein, vitamin A, and calcium. However, a paleontologist means this. When a certain paleontologist refers to this, he means that this word is a state of total and complete awareness. Okay. Tell me the word and tell me the person we are talking about.
Unagi.
Yes, that is correct. And who is the
Ross Geller, the best paleontologist?
Yes, that is correct.
In the world.
Oh my god, that's the answer.
10
This
points
was
to
made
Sophie.
for me.
I was like,
We are talking about
wow.
unagi. Okay, unagi is a Japanese word for freshwater eel, but when Ross refers to it, he means a state of total and complete awareness. Ross
just-
Geller and unagi.
nice.
Just FYI, I saw Friends right before the quiz. So
Yeah, like 1 hour ago we were watching Friends.
yeah, like we are always watching Friends.
What a cool question.
Eh,
I was taking it very seriously. Who are the famous paleontologists I know?
What
Okay,
are the
10
ingredients of sushi?
Yeah. What?
Biswakalandra.
Going on.
That's the ingredient of sushi. Okay, so Lagna gets 10 points and we go to Sophie now. Sophie, this is your direct. It is believed that in the fall of 1982, this person got a phone call from his friend and science fiction writer Arthur C. Clarke After Clark watched the film E.T. by Steven Spielberg. Watching the film, Clark was struck by the similarities between E.T. and the Alien. Okay, and the Alien is a script by this person written in 1967, so 15 years before E.T. came. In that script, an alien landed in a village and befriended a young boy. Okay, something that also happens in E.T. Okay, some people till today want to believe that E.T. was a plagiarized story from the Alien. Okay, just tell me who is this person? Who are we talking about?
Satyajit Ray.
Yes, that is correct.
The
10
famous
points there to
Bengal
Smrutika.
story.
Yeah.
The famous, the legend of
No question.
Satyajit Ray.
Spielberg copy, dude. The hell?
Their museums, their movies, everything's copied from us.
Yeah, man.
Take from us.
Yeah, Satyajit Ray, back-to-back 10 points from Unagi and Satyajit. Next direct will be to Kenny, and with that we'll enter
Man,
the
I
last
wish I got the
quarter of
Satyajit Ray story, dude.
Yeah, just like
And
Sophie
we
wished
wish
she got
Bella
Unagi.
Yeah.
Bella Ciao.
Yeah, Bella Ciao, the both of you got damn excited. I know you guys know this.
Okay, cool. Next direct is to Kenny. Kenny, we are talking about a certain movie. Okay, Detective Sam Spade had a lot of speeches, which the Warners, when I say Warners, I mean Warner Brothers, who were producing the movie, Warners felt tended to slow things down. They asked the director, John Huston, to pick up the pace by having Bogart, and Bogart is, of course, the legendary Humphrey Bogart, and the others, sorry,
Nothing.
talk faster. Okay, so they want, because the detective Sam Spade had a lot of speeches. Huston, because since this was his first film, Huston, eager to please on his first film, took the note to heart and instructed everyone to speak faster. Okay, when this film was a hit, the rat-a-tat pace of characters became one of the hallmarks of film noir. Okay, which mysterious movie? When I say mysterious, I mean the movie involves a mystery. Okay, which mysterious movie are we talking about? So obviously, hint-wise, Detective Sam Spade is the central character in the movie. The lead actor is Humphrey Bogart. Everyone talks fast in the movie because Detective Sam Spade has a lot of long dialogues. And till then, it wasn't a hallmark of such movies. But after this movie, since this movie became so famous, this became a signature style of like film noir, where everyone speaks a little faster than a standard movie. Which movie are we talking about? We'll
Okay, so
start
the
whenever
issue
Kenny
is,
is ready.
I have not seen the movie, but it's come up in so much trivia. I have a bunch of them mixed up. Okay.
Okay.
So there's a reference to Rosebud. So I don't even know if it's from this movie. And the only name I can remember right now is Casablanca, and I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's not Casablanca.
Oh shit! Yeah, I've mixed
Casablanca
it all
does
up.
have Humphrey Bogart, but yeah, but you are on right track. But it's not Casablanca. Going to Giri now.
Oh man, must be a really old movie, right? This one.
It's black and white. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the 2-3 of them were they all come out in movie theaters. Yeah, can't remember.
Pass.
Okay, going to Sulagna.
Sunset Boulevard.
Not Sunset Boulevard.
I know it's-
Smrutika.
Oh man, I was really hoping somebody would crack this. I know. Oh gosh. Okay, I can't remember. Don't want to take up too much time. I'll just say It's a Wonderful Life.
No, not It's a Wonderful Life. Taking one more round, making it a 5-point question, starting with Kenny. The hint would be, of course, all of you on right track. This is a really old movie, early 40s, black and white. The hint I'll give to all of you is think of a bird. Okay, so one of the central thing in the movie is a bird, like a artifact, and that is also in the movie title. Okay, a certain bird species, certain type of bird is part of the title of the movie. Do you guys want more hints so I can give? Or do you want me to stop?
More hints.
More hints, all 4 of you?
Mhm.
Okay. So the movie has 2 words. The second word is a type of bird. The first word refers to a nationality. For example, Indian or Pakistani or Sri Lankan. So dash. First word comes
English,
from a
Hindi?
place.
How old?
And second is a word. We'll take a round from there. I mean, I'm obviously ignoring the article like a and the. I'm talking of the two main words. There is the also, so the dash dash.
Oh man. So 3 words and the third one is a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consonant.
Shit, man. Shit, dude. I thought it's To Kill a Mockingbird. It's not
KV
that.
take one.
No.
KV
Second
got
No
round.
idea.
Okay, followed
No
by
idea.
Okay, Kenneth passes. We go to Giri.
oh man, I was gonna make a dumb guess. The American Eagle.
Not the American Eagle, but I like how you followed the template. I think you're going to Sulagna now.
I have written the American Falcon. What? Oh,
Okay.
uh,
Sulagna.
the Chinese hummingbird.
Going to
What about-
Smrutika now. Smrutika.
I've used the same format, but I've asked to pick personality of the 3 that I've written down, whichever sounds the nicest. You want to say the Italian hawk?
No.
It's
Okay,
the Italian
What is
job. Not
What is this movie, man?
Okay, we're talking about Maltese Falcon. Okay.
Oh, acha, I didn't
Maltese
know this
Falcon.
one.
I love the movie.
Never
Acha,
heard of
acha.
this.
Yeah.
Never
wow.
heard of it,
Yeah.
Maltese is a dog.
Yeah, I thought it's a type of chocolate, right?
Yeah.
I should have said that.
No. Anything from Malta is Maltese. And
Maltese.
Falcon, of course.
Oh.
Oh.
But I'm still thinking if Sulagna should get any point for saying American Falcon, but then she changed it to Chinese hummingbird, so no points there.
Oh,
So okay,
damn.
no one gets a point. The last direct was Kenny's direct, and this will also be Kenny's direct. Okay, this is for all our loyal audience who remembers technical details. From this edition onwards, if no one gets the right answer, the next direct is also asked from the same person instead of passing to the next person.
Yay.
So since Kenny, it was Kenny's direct, so we'll go back to Kenny again. Kenny, this is your direct. Issued in 1972 in a set of 7. These stamps that you see on screen, okay, the visual is also important, so have a look properly later. These stamps are miniature, one-sided, 33 1/3 RPM vinyl records, playable on a standard turntable. You peeled off the backing paper and stuck them on an envelope or postcard. Okay. Contents include folk songs and histories of the country in English and the local language. Just tell me which country issued these tiny vinyl stamps. Okay. Essentially, what is happening is a country did something really creative. Okay. In 1972, they launched a set of 7 stamps, which are miniature vinyl records. You can actually play them, and they'll play songs, folk songs mostly that talk about the history of the country. Sometimes in English, sometimes in the local language. And just look at the image because that will give you a hint. Which country? All I want is the name of a country. Which country issued it?
Shit, I remember you telling me a story about some country where they were under some dictatorship and they had to, I don't know, they were not allowed to listen to music. Is it that story? I don't know if it's that. And
No,
so
it is a different
okay.
story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know the story you are referring to. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not that. Okay. Because
Yeah.
that also had a
No.
similar thing. They had found a way to
Yeah.
make vinyl
Yeah.
very cheap.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. One could only play 4 times or something. That's not that story.
Yeah, I have a feeling I put that question somewhere, either in this edition or next edition. So I'm not
No, it is
revealing
long
the
ago you
other
had done
story.
it. Yeah. Man, I don't want to be racist because I'm like, there's clearly some language written there. I have no idea.
No.
It's like it could be one-sided. Okay, any clues here? Standard turntable. If you are continuing to folk song history of the country in English and the local language. Why would an Asian country? Can I say Japan?
Not Japan. Going to Giri.
Damn it.
Is it Thailand?
Not Thailand. Sulagna.
Is it
Oh, man.
Vietnam?
Not Vietnam. Going to Smrutika.
Is it Bhutan?
Perfect answer. 10 points there for
Oh.
Smrutika.
Wow.
It is
Nice.
Bhutan.
Great
It is Bhutan. Okay, this is Bhutan. These are the set of 7 stamps.
Well, I
with
must
addition.
thank GeoGuessr for this. Because, the
Nice.
text is
No, the
Bhutanese
script and
that's how I
dragon.
Oh.
Dragon is on the
Yeah.
tag. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That story you
Tiny-
said was North Korea, South Korea, no?
The one I presume the one you're talking about is the Russian Soviet Union X-ray vinyl thing. Is
Oh,
that the one
sorry,
you're
sorry.
talking? Yeah,
Okay.
they used
Yeah, I know
discarded
exactly.
X-rays to.
Oh, damn.
for,
Correct,
Bhutan.
correct. Yeah.
Should have
okay,
recognized
10
the
points there to Sophie. The answer is Bhutan. 10 points there. And next question will be to Kenneth.
Oh.
Kenny, the .mkv extension is used for video files that adhere to the X multimedia container file format. It is a container format that can hold an unlimited number of video, audio, or subtitle tracks in one file. It is intended to serve as a universal format for storing common multimedia content like movies or TV shows. The name X, so the name like essentially .mkv extension, is derived from something in Russian that is famous the world over and was chosen mainly because the format was a container format. And as Wikipedia puts it, to appeal to open source computer programmers who need concepts like container and nesting. Okay. What is X? What are we talking about? Where does the name .mkv extension come from?
Adhere to the X multimedia container file format. It's a container format that can hold an unlimited number of video in one file. That's all the. I don't know, dude. I'm just gonna say vodka.
Not vodka. Giri?
Noise. Man. Is like X multimedia container the whole name? Like, is that what it is? Like the whole X multimedia container file format. Is that like X is the first word followed by multimedia container? Is that how it is?
Essentially, we never refer to this as X multimedia container file format.
Achha.
.mkv comes only from X. So just focus on X. Don't like it's only called multimedia container because one file has video, audio, subtitle, everything.
Is it? I don't know. Just a wild guess. So compression?
Not compression. Sulagna?
Volga.
No. Going to Smrutika.
Nice.
Vodka. Volga.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Moscow Mule, the cocktail.
No. Okay, we'll make it a 5-point question and just let's focus on some of the important things in the question. We are talking about something Russian. Okay, we are talking about something from Russia that's famous all over the world. Okay, and we are talking about container and nesting. So we are talking about something that's really famous for something being inside of something else. So we're talking about nesting, container, etc., etc., etc.
KV, I just realized I might have a show.
Okay.
So I might drop out any minute. Huh? I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's
yeah.
try and quickly end this. And MKV, like it, think of a word that the Russian word for this, like we might know this as a very generic word also, but the Russian word or the other technical word used for this starts with M. Okay, so think of container or nesting. Like what is nesting? Where you keep something inside something. Really famous.
You're giving too many clues.
Yeah, it's your turn only. So
it's my turn.
Yeah, it is your turn.
I know what you're trying to say, but I don't know the name of it.
Okay, go for it.
It's come Merc shower dolls. So I don't know what the word is. You put one doll within the other. I don't know the name. I knew the question would come, dude. You know, when that earlier goddess question, I thought you're talking about these dolls. So I don't know.
Yeah, someone said also. Okay. Oh man, I'm just looking for one word. I'll give you point for Russian dolls because we are talking about Russian dolls. Russian dolls is the answer. I'm just hoping because it's a 5-pointer now. Can you give me the word?
I have no idea, dude. I don't remember the name.
Okay. The thing is, the quiz is so close right now that every decision I take in terms of part points will become like before this question, Giri is on 30, Kenny on 26, Smrutika on 27, Sulagna on 30. So these are very critical. So make my decision making easier and just say the word is what I'm pleading for. Man. Okay. Kenny said Russian dolls. Bulk of the 5 points will go to
The
Kenny.
Meerkash dolls.
No, going to Giri for the word.
Is it Molotov?
No, Sulagna.
Is it like starting with M only, the word?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marame.
Okay, Smrutika.
I don't know. I'm just going to say Marrakesh. I don't
Okay,
know.
no, cool. That makes my decision making easier because no one improved what Kenny said. So full 5 points to Kenny there. The answer is Matryoshka, but Russian dolls is also
Matryoshka.
fine. Okay,
Matryoshka.
Matryoshka, that's where MKV comes from. And Russian dolls is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Agar koi Russian, just to clarify to the audience, if someone said Russian dolls in the first round, I would have given full 10
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Kenny gets 5 points. This is the last question of the quiz. This is Girish's direct. In his lifetime, Rodin made at least 10 castings of X. Upon his death in 1917, the rights to recast it were given to the nation of France. Since then, that number has grown to over 20. The exact figure is a matter of debate, but more than 20. Today, plaster and bronze versions of X can be seen at many places in the world. It can be seen in Melbourne's National Gallery of Victoria, Geneva's Musée d'Art at the Histoire, okay, Washington DC's National Gallery of Art, and Paris's Musée Rodin, just to name a few. There's also one that marks Rodin's grave. Okay, just tell me, what are we talking about? What is X?
What a cool name, Rodin.
Yeah, so Rodin in his lifetime made at least 10 castings of something. Upon his death, rights were given to the nation of France. If they want to recreate, they can recreate, recast to be technical. And then now we have more than 20 of these. These are some of the places where you can find this. What are we talking about?
Castings, as in this is.
Is X like a popular structure in France?
It is something popular. That's all I can say.
Okay.
But don't like think of famous structures in France might not be the best way to go about it. But
Okay.
like that's my suggestion. Like,
Okay. Okay.
What are the name of the dolls again? I already forgot.
Matryoshka.
Matryoshka. It keeps popping up in my life all the time and I always forget it.
Yeah. No. Pass on this.
Okay, Giri passing, we go to Sulagna.
Shit. So now that number is 20.
Somewhere more than 20, 25, 30 types. We don't know the exact number, not really important. Okay,
Is it
Sulagna.
the Statue of Liberty?
Not the Statue of Liberty. Smrutika?
That was my answer. Gosh, need to rethink now. Is it David of Michelangelo?
No. Kenny?
The thing that threw me off, it's on his grave, so it's some small thing. So a casting, and he has rights over it. So it can't be something Christian. You can't have rights over. Rights over 10, only 10 casts. Is it what's a very French name? I don't know, dude. I'm gonna say some kind of emblem or logo.
No. Oh man, you have no idea how close this quiz and how what is happening right now and how many missed chances everyone has had over the last few questions. Because Kenny got 5 on Russian dolls, which means the score right now is Giri on 30, Kenny on 31, Smrutika on 27, and Sulagna on 30. Okay, with that, I'm giving a hint on this.
1 second, KV. Am I not on 32? I got 3, 10, and 1, 2, right? I got John Steinbeck, Satyajit Ray, and
Steinbeck was
Bhutan.
5.
Oh, damn it.
No stress.
Yeah.
We'll take one more round with 5
Quizmaster
points.
is God.
No. Okay, this will be Giri's direct again, like for the last round of question. So we are obviously talking about a sculpture. Okay, we're talking about a sculpture. We're talking about casting, and like Kenny said, like it's on his grave, so it can't be as huge as say something like Statue of Liberty, etc. It's probably one of the most famous sculpture all of us have seen. Even if you've don't remember the sculpture, the pose is really iconic. Okay. Another hint I want to give is sorry, Giri.
What is really iconic, you said?
The pose of the sculpture, like the way the and other hint is think of a male, a nude male. That's another hint.
Okay.
Think of a nude male famous.
Hey, what kind of quiz is this, Kumar? What's going on over here?
Is it?
Yes, Giri.
Is it that thinking man sculpture?
I'll give it to you actually. After so much, I think I'll give it to you. It is the thinker or thinking man is also fine.
Oh, I thought it's a
we are looking at.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we are looking at the thinker or thinking man is fine. Like after a hint, this is fine. So yeah, wow, what a great end to the quiz. 5 points there for Giri. That brings us to the end of the first quarter final. Giri had 20 in the first half. He got 10 on Pulp Fiction and 5 on The Thinker. With 15 more, Giri ends on 35. Okay. Kenneth had 26 in the first half. He's leading. He got only 5 in the second half, which is on the Russian doll. So Kenneth ends on 31. Okay. Smrutika had 2. She, of course, dominated the second half with 5 for Steinbeck and 10 each for Satyajit Ray and Bhutan. So she ends on 27. Okay. Now everyone will think about missing Maltese Falcon and Matryoshka dolls. Sulagna had 20. She got 10 more for Unagi, Roskela. So she ends on 30. So the winner of the first quarterfinal of MELA edition is Girish Narayan Das with 35. Dark horse, nicely, quietly Giri came from the side and won. And Kenny Sebastian with has also now qualified with a very narrow margin over Sulagna. Kenny Sebastian also reaches the semi-final. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Whoa.
And
Congrats, guys.
First time I
just want to say,
our sisters will cry together.
No, I didn't do well because my sister wasn't doing well. You know, like I didn't want her to feel bad.
It's the vibe.